This is Wadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Modo NPP, Modo Asanteman, mo a yede mo beye political hairs. Mo hu manim guase.
Body TV sunye, yama mo nyina akwaba emfa emraso. Na yentinsi mo JB akache onua TV. This week they say yen hu captain. Well, JB afire the afa leaders bia NPP for a year mo. Awo Asante Mantemo niti to Simon Osei Mensah, Ashanti Regional Minister, former. Na emebunu pe dwumaye no panyi chese on de ye bi se wa mehwe abro ni beye nkwa na papa beye e mo tufo kra hu ye se mo do NPP mo se mo do Asanteman e na mo ye wei mo se mo do Asanteman na mo ye wei na mo di abro mpuntu e wo se ensa kan yan sentimi anka e se o kan manako chairman untumi so no so ye Ashanti Regional chairman wo ye kuti JB
ye minu mienu ani masem say ye major challenges ba ko pa our politicians in fact enra honorable yoba maybe kukua this you by other kind the constituency and members of parliament obia will come and tell you say adwuma eni krom ha
but only say sometimes to na a mismatch
right.
Okay, so your education system do not always align us with the market's demand. Obi to me ko school no so kwakwa dondology. So dondology.
Dondology?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yes, I mean, to ko school so when you come o study sad anyway na so back into the job market it will be so difficult for you to get yourself something to do, especially when you are not already skilled. Maybe America now nakasa no onyo bia we are skilled when it comes to enyum tour and the creative arts industry. No wako school, wako university, we so wako dondology. And wako mechanical engineering. Okay, mechanical engineering no buy on the field where you can be employed. Unya access to that. Oba also wako statistician. Wako nutritionist. Any other course. Only sometimes I am mismatched because me account now polytechnic. We really have a year juma backless back boss me and son and one on my year juma beam. My 5 year juma beam and I'm in hey. Then we really have me my first degree. Me communication studies. I work Christian Service University College. So you would understand and admit to say, before I make Christian Service University College, I make communication or Christian Service University College, you know. Now already know. Now I was into the media landscape already. But the issue is, how many accounting professionals at the Timothy radio so say about a radio program? At the end of the day, the passion and an air driver no. But Nyakwakosuano is just guiding the person to know the terrain and to understand certain things. Yet we require courses to be at the end of the day, the courses no and who shall that man for so be here. Now cabinet here that came here and can meet your bishop and I can meet the bank. And I said, yeah, me wa baby a accounting background. I want to say me juma. Naka even if say naka me adwuma media general crowd than say me accounts office. But I found myself on the screen because me wanna say I am a passion and they driving me to this level. But nyame kokosua wo school no ene adwuma me ye no emfa. Until say me year my first degree we ye no. Until say me year my first degree we ye no. Now I was only marking time on my account na mkokoye there polytechnic, which on the normal day it doesn't work. Then there's one more thing now. esa so ha dwi ye pa o se enema yesu ani na no ye ni hu practicals ye sheda ye hu practicals obi esua peace, security and intelligence no atena classroom no esua for 1 whole year no atena classroom no esua for 2 whole years na fei ground so kro be ko field akwa chira akwa sua ade no na wakwa nya a practical knowledge about it no na no ho ayede it was say most of the universities in na catch us a industrial attachment for like Osei Mensah uwia na ya catch us a service for 1 year now obi your food and nutrition or the GMPC the service obi your food and nutrition or the GMPC the service because the papa work connections are a bit behind there are linking it to GMPC obi your clothing and textiles or the Ghana gas. What has Ghana gas to do with clothing and textiles? Even though there's an aspect of it affected by the administration. He's not adding anything valuable to the discourse, to the practical know-how of how the thing should be. It's a good point to be the way and manner we manage and we structure our education system, should be well looked at. Also, ebi a tablet here you use and a phone here you use. We go ko here say China ni akora bi na ye. All co school no. Also theory no na ye chere the practicals. That practicals na nam ho. Na ye de chere no okọ no oba. It before so be we the theory aspect of it. 1% kra na. The sabo djuma de obetumi aye. Ade ba kwa ya lucky kese power had mun say the say nipa ni fi so otna classroom kwa no sua de no chire as so twa eno ne ade a e kire se onima ade but you lose sight on the fact that the practical knowledge is more expensive than the theoretical knowledge. And I be my masters me MPhil now MPhil me there's a subject called management information system. Management information system has something to do with technology. Now technology no ye instead semanka ye be same. How do you solve an aspect of a problem that has to do with technology? Then there is a question. Computer has mouse or has keyboard or whatever. Now you go A, this, B, this. Now you have the multiple choice questions. So, who to see the correct answer? Which are not just only answer. What to see correct answer? That's what you not just a wabble. What fairly? But meanwhile, this management information system should be able to solve a certain problem for you. And so, you need a practical knowledge. You need a theoretical knowledge and you need an experience about media driving through your path. Yeah, it is so obvious. Ghana for BN say it was very slow industrial growth. The economy only rely heavily on agriculture and services. And there's a limited number of manufacturing work here in Ghana. Manufacturing. Yeah, agriculture. The Oko school na say teacher no person punish wa. No catch us kokodo. No catch us kokoyewe. No catch us koyewe. No catch us koyewe. And that is not the best option enough. But the reality is that Senanka, agriculture. Now you producing services. Manka ye de manufacturing so eka want to send here ye rasafo kataka na naka Ghana a time will come naka the next 5-10 years to come Ghana will not be struggling naka people will come from elsewhere to come and seek for job employment here in our country called Ghana. Njuma ni kitu bi but don't want to pejumano a dosun. So sometimes you need a creative mind. You need a well-experienced persons, individuals, You need people who have a lot of the technical know-how. What go through all the mills to be able to give you an expert advice, especially when you put the person at the top position. Here, look at the informal sector in our country. The informal sector portion, the workforce of the informal sector, there is no job security. And they are saying you ready. Just because of who hinty, you say you ready, and I say I suspend you, and I say you be a better limit from doing whatever you want to do. Now, ama as a kawashe because who be a woman, it will not bring out the best in you. But here in our modern day technological world, in the 21st century, you need somebody to give you that opportunity to explore, to take advantage of the system. That's what I'm telling you, sir. In the next 10 years to come, you will have no idea about how and why and quite fast to the year. Because right now, they have adopted to the new world technological system. And that is what is driving our country. But our institutions, now the way I see the way I see a creative job employment, the way I see funk of the two new man for now, you will see clearly, sir, a heavily mismatch. For instance, we're going to be a professional accountant. Yes, Uncle Minister of Finance. Uncle Minister of Health. Now, the normal circumstance, FIFA for the national for now accounting technologies anymore. And yet that is the field. But I say Uncle Minister of Health. But by virtue of the fact to say he is affiliated to a certain political party, and there's a political will to whatever discourse it is, near catch you say, Kokoye said you way, Yadwaka to say you way, no, fay, Nipacrono or struggle. Nipani money here because of Babia or starting a free year, Babia onam oko, and the baby are guiding you to, and the crime first why you didn't know, to me, yeah. And that is the most dangerous aspect of it. And dangerous because our setup do not allow us to explore. Our setup do not allow us to have a lot more experience in our jobs and our field. It is a we are kakra bi na say we experience kakra bi pe na fe de na kwakoya se fufuro the amount. Taking advantage of the system becomes extremely difficult. And that is a very dangerous burden in our country called Ghana. Make our way the BBC Assembly so. There is a huge political and economic uncertainty in our country called Ghana. Changes in government policies can disrupt business operations. About way about say, me policy direction. I say, even though a no at the honorable, there's a clear pathway. Sakwa way the emphasis. You come had the sad no, and you are way the say the but the political uncertainty and the political war do not exist because Oba. To send another black for the free sway. John Robert Mahama Betsa Wasi so you be akọ adwafo from bia friend bia YEA and I say bia scholarship secretariat nipa no Nigerian po and the policy direction ban no e dey man no eno na odi di animu odi ko not the laid down procedure wo hono dada it will create a lot of employment opportunities. So you realize that most of our political and economic uncertainties when it comes to our job creation, is so limited. It's a lot of people fail. Ekofo bebre ye di watu nyuma no a omo failing not because they are not competent, but they have put in a square pegs in a round hole. It's just imagine say Godwin, why a producer, Ogusu ye producer, will go through the mill or your production assistant, and one graduate be a producer. It is such a be always a Godwin at the Hannah's or your presentation. He is an experience on its own. Onwakasano, he's grown and of course was rising through the mill. It's Otiara or Kabibia. Forget about this laptop or forget about whatever it is, because he is a working experience on its own. Or enough experience, or the technical know-how, and most importantly, he has learned on the job. So you don't just employ people anyhow because of obia person or juba. You need to employ people or more the expertise or more the technical know-how, no more pepper and what's a juba no more anymore. Or is it just because a Bible na baya ba na ba from bar or make say oh ye hear obia so obia na ye de nya adwuma enti obia sorry a ba bia adwuma en sem fata no na say adwuma oni hu nim de bia na kwakoto no say sa adwuma we kokokoye. Now number 1, sir, abai assess the policies and in the programs. Now there's going to be an introduction of the 24-hour economy in our system for the first time in the history of our country. So first, for you, now there's going to be a proper framework about me guiding the 24-hour economy in our country. Now, Samuel Okuja Blackwa, I got the passport office. I got catch up and say, now they are going to run 3 shifts to ensure say, Obia. Obekwa apply for passport biano ebetimi anya no entem within 7 to 8 days anameboa. So you understand, say abaye twa mu no ne anya saa ne ye no, but because of the political will and the way abaye the programs and policies e dey abenti or say that be. It's when you look at people yes, that training one. Yes, that more kwan. No mukuta mu PhDs. Not because of the degree. It is not just because of the degree, but they've risen through the ranks. They've gone through the mill. Omo kwa kondru baby it's so to me rising to that level. No to me creating a vast employment opportunity for people. But because of political weight, se nipa na catching the eye of the president and now the eye of the employer na kwakoye day. I remember one of those days, I think last year or last 2 years, and I met a gentleman called Solomon Afutukwete. Upon my interaction with him, Afutukwete, upon my interaction with him, I realized that apart from the PhD awenya ewo Abrochire universities and the Ghana universities and Yema Wosua na symphony no, he has gone through the mill and he has been able to he is able to understand exactly what the people want when it comes to job creation. What is it now in the kasa? He gives you an idea to make it look like, hey, a Juma de na can you so be a complaint of a Juma sem. You know why? Because Ostati Frigida and rising yard or moye yan the kokodu YEA, which was a brainchild of this same man. And Ababedru baby Edri. So from the word go, the concept of it, he understands it, he knows about it, and he is able to execute it well better. But just because of a political will, and it's on catching the eye of the president, now you didn't see baby on one kasa, or your expert, our honomunti. But we said they are diverting the attention, you are diverting the profession of this person. Now, they are commanding the breath from here. Now, I said, you're well vested into it, but he's forced to do it because of the political nature of the our economy. Somebody will be, but I was like, why a project management, why a HR person, why a business administration person, who a PhD, and all these people, and you have all these people in the system, and yet a bonus creation of employment opportunities people are suffering. When we have people who are experts, it's a one say, accountant, near the Ministry of Health. When Onwakasa accountant or chair the Public Accounts Committee, he did so well because he understood the job. See, company say you for me a buying. No person a buying et me yen the juvenile yen year. It is not about bringing every single person on board. And let me tell you, no quiet LLM, that is masters our law and security. What has that got to do with ABA? Do you want me to say YEA or ABA, NEP or ABA, Petroleum Authority? National Petroleum Authority. Make my law, just so the mere fact that my law does not guarantee the fact that I should go there. And I'm able to say PAMC. Precious mineral mining companies. Now, just because a lawyer, I am not speaking against the fact to say appointment from a man is wrong. No. But I am only drawing attention to the fact that say a per expert advice, near per expert delivery, near per expert result in the air. Then we should pay attention to expert people and akofo omanya daje asay womum ready omadaje akoko suya there a particular field. Now, you don't learn anything anyhow because you want to learn it. But you learn it because you want to specialize at some particular place. Now, if you are well vested into it. Me and what do you mean? And okay, tell me say me kwaye me kwatisa law firm bia no a me hunu ye I might use common sense to administer whatever I want to do, but in practical and realistic terms I would have to learn on the job. Na me kokko suya bibia e fra the law asana mate law ase. The bad one was be accountant. Near accountant says accountant way uncle hospitals no konko your operation da. O your accountant on your operation. And even no more your doctors in po, ye wo ahodo bebre. It is a obi now the na kwa si djumade bia no a pe obi a oye expert o tie djuma na se. Na say Black Stars ye pe coach. Ye pe obi be coach Black Stars. Ni obefa Mr. Chu say actually because why director change brabe koko coach Black Stars. What be that? Obesha Chu be more than 20-0. Just because there are certain technologies and the technical know-how here, he will not understand until he learns on the job. But build TV station fufro, and now sir, a bigger TV station outside the world, I can say, oh, you pay director where you Juma for 10 years. Our media general. Now you person obe directing one particular program for us. Now our that expertise. You will not go further, but you look for Mr. Chu, you look for Antaro, you look for all the directors in this house because of more and they want the technical know-how, they have the practical know-how, they have the knowledge, they have the certificates, and they have everything. They have the experience as well. It is not just by mere coincidence to say Marcos could have something we call communication. Now, apart from the communication, there is something I am learning called leadership. It is not just by mere joke. Say, yes, of course, we're there to. So that is why I make us say we have a mismatch in our system. You bet me a juma, near ya boom. But remember, open to say Harry Maguire. Eh? I'm out for Manchester United that ball to making sure said omo person mo achieve result omo share goals no. Now Harry Maguire share own goals. It is not because he doesn't know how to play, but it's because of probably the position. Our bono. Everybody share own goals. And it has not been once, it's not been twice, it's not been 3 times, it's been several times. It is a you might have a collective purpose, a collective direction, but you might have an individual direction be a person because maybe a goalkeeper, or be a defender, or be a midfielder, or be a striker, or be an offensive midfielder, and that's it for. But and I'm saying, maybe your goalkeeper they are converting me into a striker into what show you measure own goals. But me no can say now there is a striker or team bencher. Na count ni shemwa ebeye. Na ka striker ni mama kwa board. Instead of employing a goalkeeper to become and converting him to a striker, when there's an existing striker who is sitting on the bench. So across various institutions in one, you will realize that no, there are people who are experts. But because of political will, near Tabo Yaso, Obeko GMPC, a very romantic area. So go and make something for yourself. Near Tabo, be your food and nutrition. Near Seko VRE, very romantic area. Yes, so go and do something for yourself. So we are putting square pegs in round holes, not because of anything, but because of political will. So if you bring all of us together, to say that John Robert Mahama said, Ghana for you, and so Obia should be assigned and aligned to the area of expertise. There is no way. My operating camera, but I am not an expert than him. Director Antaro, and Mr. Chuamotiwe. Me kojina, every time I'm to me kojina mo console share, me share there na as a semiokrama ya na kwa continent ufuo hu. O to be nom. Because me ntiase ye be space ni bebre, our control room ho. Ye be space ni bebre, our MC. You don't understand. Ntiase because that is not where you belong to. So there are a series of opportunities for every single person here. It's they take advantage of. But because of political will, and that is a Ghana for me here. A Ghana for me here. A Ghana from here. Because share. She said that many culture will say, man, you have got to know why he Solomon Afutu Kwete. We got to know him in the deep come. Say, I was just going there for like less than 3 minutes. I'm going inquiries. I ended up spending more than 4 hours with him. This man is so deep. Give him the opportunity, and he will create opportunities for you. Give him the opportunity and he will explore. Because I just want to so. But the will of the people and the political will makes the whole thing different. I hope and pray that people like this will catch the eye of the president of the republic. So that Ekwa Kobase, our human resources will be wasted. Sadi pakwese ya jane kwaina na sabade kwaina kwa brochire ni asakwa kwa tapsika dosu podi akwa kofa de sebra. Because abrochire for here people like this are more well vested in their area of expertise. Meti I mean your morning show that me sports, me radio so near sports that even though I'm a sports person, but me radio so near sports that me TV so near sports that. Like I just remember my young friend touch me say Juma, me this a bruiser. But se bet me a yeah, just let me go through the mill. Hey, me say me herbal medicine that. Na otua herbal kwakofa de dem ingredients aba be go say mix that ye dan the powder me this a brutal. But this is a group don't hear me call for cry. It is just because I don't have the technical know-how, but I need to learn on the job. So we have a huge burden, we have a huge problem when it comes to political destruction of our the political policies in our country when it comes to job creation. And the Mabru Bebre, universities, Mabru Bebre, nursing training, Mabru Bebre, teacher training, they are still marking some at home. A bit of great bribe. As Solomon Jumaye, and Rabbi offers back of frame. What's over? For like 3 years now, me a school, me a nurse, me a qualified and certified nurse. But we are school for 3 years. I am so marking time at home. Emma, I'm conform be a prison service, and conform a fire service, conform a military, and conform a Madame Goro boys, our police and other various institutions. And Bokrono, take advantage, and Bokrono, our Mebuha, because of a Juma. And Babu de Pe. It's a Tio, and let's just assume, say, Miami body D. Now, oye, Yaman a Juma Fufro, Ebia, a various different institution. Yaman a Juma Fufro, a different institution. Yaman a Juma Fufro, no. A Juma no Yahodo, Yan expertise, no. He's going to learn on the job. Na fe ya fanko fobi etwitwa ne ho ahia na nkofo no ebobo ogo. By the time and the nibam, I don't think a monk of folk no. I don't think that over quite maybe say, oh, a Juma way, I'm a cooperative fund. A Juma way, I away, a Juma way, Sikasa ya for say, and it's just because of the fact to say, Nipana or your head no, Tokrona and Dahon no names out to Chrono. But 1 hour, one word say, and himself to Chrono to say, or more close that to Chrono, and it's so easy for them. But so go find if a Pufrobi, not the Cocochess sap position now. To go to better honorable. Never man was about to start to go near deep dream. And the father say, it's and call Ghana Police Service. About more than enough nurses for your train your muye. Or more trained nurses, trained pharmacists. Trained teachers are more the Ghana Police Service must see here for one reason, because at Germany Hall they needed to find themselves something to do. There were a lot of professors they found themselves in the wrong place. Professors but they found themselves in the wrong place because yes, but the political world has distracted every single facet of the economy, especially when it comes to our country called Ghana. It is you creating a deliberate and a conscious effort to say, you're driving your attention and sense of purpose to a certain direction here, and let me achieve a certain goal. Imagine. So what an expert obi a wire project management and obi a okuta certain qualification be ebetumi aboa ema it has to do with employment. Then the background not to employment ano. You can imagine what will happen. Agenda da ho odimkwa efa so ekreti nyuma odimkwa efa so edi kreti sika odimkwa efa so edi ye niam bebre. That is why private individuals are making it rather than they are buying. Private individuals, Jessica more and the go bottom because private individuals no. So I call account school uncle mama may yes or baby ton pano. Even though so ton pano, there's an aspect of it which deals with accounting. Or make sure say, or make manager be or you're well vested when it comes to marketing and sales. Now, on the accounting background, no, and the tattoo, now for no more driving the attention of the bread everywhere in Ghana. Maybe say maybe bread be a bread be hard more work as a winning. Maybe to be 2 car. I got top bread I will sue. Just because of one particular bread. Because of the way I see no, and the way I see marketing in the way bread no quality SCTNT. And tell to be 2 car free hand. Sometimes to be driving from Tantra. What bread no? No, I'm a snack or talk and more I will sue. Say diversionary taxes. It is not because of a mono the way I was see the way I was packaging the way I was making a mono the way the no son why you know other so experience was here and on himself what that know how. I want to do my oil. It shouldn't be just by mere coincidence. But I wish and pray that the President of the Republic will consider people who are well vested in their area of field or expertise to be able to fit into a particular job, so that at the end of the day we can get results. Obi akwakwaya teacher training 3 years, 4 years, or that's utifie. Obi akwakwaya nursing 3 years, 4 years, or that's utifie. Pharmacist, that's utifie. It is all for Obi or accountant, it's all head Ministry of Health. Hospital can to be see because we need the technical know-how. Okay, just all control the catch us and not doing a juma. So let us employ a lot of dynamics. Here, it will be better. Sir, yeah. If it must be done, it must be done well. If it must be done, it must be done well. And I know that there are a lot of places we will hold more. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I am not propagating for anybody, but I pray that this man, Solomon Kwete, will catch your eye to be able to bring his expertise on board. Na amawamono etimi ayakono yi pa. Now fast forward. And then papa mo akwata be bedi and me kasa bebre. Fast forward. Enra, yera. Opem so 24 osetutu abebio oya Asanteman ra. Asante kotoko hene. At the same bit now it was so profound. Wamo be edin but nobody. Wamo be edin because or refer to the abaya na echem. The administration na eteso. Yes, Sampain led administration that came me. Kejet your store say buy your movie bebre and your more personal issues. Emma ejadifua na kamu wo mu dada mo qualifies na ko so munya stores ni bi no no person bi nkumiya eni bra eni sika pe eni party nsem nti ya fa masa akofo no ye de kokoma omo guest ne omo tontoma akofo bebre ma akofo de yaw eni abufuo eni akom eye de ma bebre na ese fata kasa bebre. And the bar was Asanteman just because of the sharing of credit. I'm a perfect regional minister. Watch a book. Someone Osei Mensah. I could catch the live on radio, and I did that interview with him. I granted that interview with him. I say, KMA boss, then time KMA boss says me, or so Jini because that's I didn't know which Jano. As I didn't know which Jano. I said, can you tell me the Dijano? Because that place at that point in time became a very romantic area. The concept of Kejetia, and then they say, yes, Yakobo was here, dear see Kejetia first one, you know. Ye found renting Kofua, no Mutimudada. You're creating a lot more stores. I bet me accommodate two more central markets. It is yeah. Na sikaka klebenyano. Na ya de akwa central markets. Na nkofo so so adwadifo mo Kumase ne the environments ni na atimi aba hodo aba medidwa. No matimi anya value for their money. But a typical of KMA nipa body sam a hard time je any sika penny sika ni bre. I was some led administration na won KMA nti. Ya fa nya adwuma. Yes aso buye ranim tia. Ana yewra eyi nani. Oyi nani because na me nana ne. But what fa ni die ni buo afa ma no. Because a ja ewo Asanteman bi na no ye na hema dia. Opia kwatena wagyaye na koto tomatoes no bi nto na hema dia. Na hema wo so tumi. Opia ututu o se seja ewo wanum no bi mra beto na hema dia. Opia seja ewo ba bia wo pa bia na obi mra meto bi na hema dia. But care me afasa ni die no eni buo no amfa ma ahemfie. Ya fa banana tia me. Enti obo cheja no anyhow. Na die anwe ne se. Ti see Central Market Phase 2 adano bosom. Adano bosom almost every year for 8 good years. And another dakwa kufu ado betna so. Oh yes, some board chair at the market KZT market. To ensure it say bet me see Central Market Phase 2. What to me anya hwe. Sikada na wo hodo so a. Me kai pa about 3 years ago. Contractor for them ye adwuma e wo KZT Phase 2. Adeba ko edi omu ya pa ne se bronya dua mo so mo kobu krom aba. Omo kwa kodi Christmas as usual. Ye twa plane tickets. Edema wo in. Ye timi enye sika entwa out of farmer. Omo mu di 2 years e wo bu krom ase no mo ba. Omo wo sa aban no anasa amamwo no eya ba wieye no e na ye frɛ wo di so be kaya. Last year na nado dankwa kufuado e ko Hello FM. E no mu wo se kofo eya adwuma e wo Central Market. It is so terrible to the son say, I say your mama, your son taking away our common sense. Yama amanyasem, politics has taken away common sense, but there should be a conscious effort. Say, yama common sense should not take away. Politics should not take away common sense away from us. It's enough. I just abaya. I want to see ano. Asa koko pe bosia foforo no de ba bewie kejetia. Whereas nanka it was a good platform to see am no ka say kejetia stores no bebre na agege cross stores ko mu nkom ebinum kwa yenimo. Ana me abebra pa yin ko fidufo e wo ho no mo e na cha no akokotọ pa lokwe no de alok we na ya ka che na sampa afre stop and walk koko bi eba no akoko bi dia man just because of the political will or say ya mi ya ntoaba. Hey, please let us separate common sense from politics. But I am there. I am who are so anytime you make Kumase na Asanteman asembiano, people take it in a different way. I agree. One I must say Mondo Asanteman. Na mo share my NPP led by Sampai and then someone Osei Mensah Asanteman say to with their political sense. And then mo ye wo kromwe come Central Market Phase 2 kwa yetimi ese awie. Na ye say NPP da Asanteman. Na ye say NPP die Asanteman furuma e na hye. Na come Central Market Phase 2 nipa John Dramani Mahama at less than 3 years and the DC KJT. Mubisa Kojobosu, the number of years even though they had more in there, $4.4 million on the year rat pack, it was too outrageous. But Mubisa Kojobosu, the number of years on the year rat pack, major developmental project apart from Kofu emergency. And then the NPP mo aye dia Asanteman. but yetimi ade niema bi atoto nchen na aka say oh ye had ye oh ye betimi aye ni aye ni yie but hey let us separate common sense from politics ni aye kaiser de de fa ma kaiser ni aye Caesar de de fa ma no se ne be ya Emma bebre yama minu dwanifo ma bebre ese dem esuru me binom kwa gentire abowon because okodwom ayento ya tuna no aduane agu Central Market na kesi ye wie masisi ankotire ne opro ne awo ena nam Central Market phase 2 ena sisi ye hono ye one of the most criminal zones in Ashanti region uduru office ye be wie office ya Oya hwe ye be wi osisi a. Ana yes aso hwe so yie. Eda sampaya da Roma. Me say sa buso we be call so sa. So to be share here under your leadership as a KMA board, to be share ma KMA friends say KJT to be share here. Near share over 52 shops KJT. This is something that is unacceptable, heavily unacceptable. But the way you see your niema, niesika yensem, they affiliate to political parties rather than applying common sense in it. A man may be on my shana niema say. And it's so unfortunate, extremely unfortunate. But this is where we find ourselves. And people thought that the more you na era oh. Onim echirasem ekanene but this is a very simple warning to some friends say me aminia Dr. Frank Abuako hene edit the soon KMA boss Zuba we are public notice we you be na eka Zuba omo obi anim so na KMA boss Dr. Frank Abuako hene it is a warning to you people. Our king has spoken. And he has spoken well. And this is wisdom. And then last time I catch us a bunch of champagne. Na munche Simon Osei Mensah nka ho. Baba say oh, we NPP asem, and we NPP asem, and we Asanteman asem. Please omo bo Asanteman, omo di Asanteman bro. Omo di Asanteman bro. To let people like this should not be taken for granted. So yen cheme kekempo ebedane manso edane ntokwa bedane duabo kejeti asoso na ye wie ya na kwabrane so create ono ane shops within kejeti ya mubisa sampai the number of shops are owo kejeti ya na mubisa friend say osesibe the number of shops owo kejeti ya you share those shops among your people but one na what mu dada kofu boni out na yare for ma kofu papa beto no ye ni ba ye ngu nani mu ase masa kofo ni bi bebre beka na wo de ama wa ankofo obi ani hu asem ka ba nipa bonesem ne ni bre bone tantanta e wo muso nti da bia ye ka mo se yetamo mira bibia woko de bibia woko me nua Alhaji Sani said na John Dramani Mahama asebano. Why the board member Ghana Cocoa board. Interior His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Me papa Alhaji Sani say odawase bru. Asedafo ba bedawase. Say wama na board member Ghana Cocoa board. Nyamishra bebre, nyamishra.